guys, Evan here, creative director for Mr. Black Presents, and I'm sitting here today with my very good friend Audrey Smith. We're going to be talking to her about a bunch of really cool stuff coming up. Mainly what we want to talk about today, though, is our upcoming murder mystery dinner theater show, written by my very good friend, written and directed by my very good friend Seth Anderson, who is also our technical director here at Mr. Black Presents. And that show, of course, is a very special episode. That'll be happening at Venue 906 on Friday, August 28th and Saturday, August 29th. And it's going to be a really good time. So if you guys are interested in being a part of that and coming to be part of our live studio audience in that show, you can get your tickets right at this link down here, MrBlackPresents.com/events. Okay. Now that we've got that out of the way.
Okay.
Audrey, how are you?
Good.
Good.
I'm good.
Awesome. Thanks for coming and talking with me today. I appreciate you so much. We've done a couple actor interviews today. I think at this point, our audience would have seen, I think, 2 of them. With Linda and with Sarah, but Seth got to talk to both of those girls. So I get to talk to you, which I'm really excited about. So thanks for hanging out with us.
Sure.
Awesome.
Always a good time.
Very cool. So I want to talk about the show, obviously, but before that, I want people, and Seth did this too, and I really like it. I want people to know about who the actor is and how they got there, right? So start us out like from the beginning, really, and give me that Cliff Note ideal of, where did Audrey get excited about acting? Where did that start? Was it theater? Was it musical stuff? Was it acting? Was it technical? And how did it evolve over time?
My parents met doing community theater in Racine, Wisconsin. So when I was growing up, then they moved up here before I was born. And when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, my mother was very involved in Dickinson County Community Theater.
Oh, so here at the DCCT.
Oh, yeah.
Your mom was in the DCCT. Yeah. That is so cool. Okay.
Yep. And so I would help her rehearse. I would read other people's lines with her, and I'd go to the shows, and it just seemed like a thing to do. It was something that I really was exposed to quite a bit when I was growing up.
I'm gonna put you on the spot for a second. What was your favorite show your mom did? You're like, I loved her in that one.
Guys and Dolls.
Guys and Dolls.
She was Adelaide in Guys and Dolls.
I was going to ask who she was.
Yep.
Very cool.
Yep. That was a big production, and she got complimented on it for years afterward. She'd go to the grocery store, and people would say,
"That's the best feeling.
Weren't you Adelaide?"
That's the best feeling.
So yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. I had to know.
So when you're in grade school and in high school and stuff, and you have opportunities to be in plays, I was like, well, I know how to do that. And in 6th grade, there was the classes were divided into reading classes. And in 6th grade, one teacher's class always did a Christmas Carol. And so people would audition, people in this class of 24 students or whatever would audition, or they'd get up and they'd read the part, but they hadn't been exposed to it like I had been, So when I got up, I knew that I needed to project. I knew to emote. I got the role of Ebenezer Scrooge.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. This is 6th grade?
6th grade.
You were Ebenezer Scrooge in 6th grade's Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So, so it was fun, and did a little bit in high school, and then just wasn't really active in it until I moved back here to the Iron Mountain area in 2005.
Okay.
And
were you surprised to see how long had you been gone for?
Oh, no, you're gonna make me do math?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, like more than 10 years?
Yes, more than 10 years.
Okay, were you surprised to see the DCCT was still active when you came back?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. I knew it had been active while I was living elsewhere.
Oh, cool.
And it was actually kind of dormant, but right about the time that I moved back, one of the old guard said, we're going to get this group going again.
Okay.
And so I started going to the meetings and just never really left that group since then.
Mm-hmm. The first time that I remember seeing you, I think really, and correct me if I'm wrong here, was Tamara got me involved with the DACF's show, which I'm calling it. It's a theatrical show in every way. Yeah. Christmas in the Wizarding World is what it was called then.
Yes.
And I just had gone into what was the old DACF office when you guys were in the basement, I think, of that other building. And I think that might have been the first time I met you. Am I right there?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And I honestly, I remember being surprised when Tamara told me, she's like, oh yeah, Audrey acts in this too. She like plays a character and she does this thing. And I'm like, her, interesting. Not in like a way where I'm like, she couldn't do that. There's no way. But you look at how you pick some people out for things.
Yeah.
And you kind of assign those stereotypes without realizing you're doing it.
Sure.
And I have never been so happy in my life to be so wrong.
Okay. Okay.
You are awesome. And that was so much fun to do. So like, besides acting, you definitely have a creative spark in you for a lot of other things as well.
Like to think so.
Talk to me about that process. Like the Christmas in the Wizarding World, like, because that has evolved into something that is very much a big deal now.
Yes, and I was involved with that before I started working at the Dickinson Area Community
Really?
Foundation. Yeah, the first year that they did it,
I didn't
they
know that.
needed a handful of actors.
Uh-huh.
And Tamara contacted Jinx, and Jinx contacted me, and I was still deeply involved in DCCT. So I called up some actors and put an email out there, and I remember going to a meeting and talking about it. So that's how they got the actors the first year. There were only maybe 9 or 10, and it's grown a lot since then.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So when you moved back into town, you guys started right back away in the DCCT, but you said the old guard kind of had to revitalize it a little bit?
Yeah. It was not active at all. And there had been, like, the old guard wasn't very involved in it for the previous, when it was active.
Yeah.
And so then they started it. They had a meeting in the fall just to gauge interest. And Gail Galata also moved to the area around that time. She showed up at one of those very early meetings, and she went on to, we've done plays that she's written, she's directed. She was president of community theater for a while. So that drew in a few more people, and then they put on a show in summer of 2020. They put on a show in 2006. Okay. That was the first.
Do you remember what show that was?
Yeah, it was Once Upon a Mattress.
Really? Okay, cool. I know that show, but I've never seen it.
Okay.
Very cool.
Musical?
Cool. Yep. So you didn't do any acting in college, and then when you moved away from town, you kind of took a break from it, but you brought it. We're one of the pillars, sounds like, bringing that back, if I may be so bold.
Wouldn't say that.
Well, it seems like the people that wanted to get us started again were like, we need Audrey.
My mom was one of those early members, so of course they called her, and I just kind of slid along on her coattails.
So let's fast forward then. Let's fast forward a bunch. We had you. I remember I had worked with you a couple times in Christmas in the Wizarding World, and I'm like, man, Audrey is so much fun. And we were hanging out a little bit more because I was coming into the office more. We got into like a planning role with that show where you guys had done a lot of the logistical part, and we did more of the creative side of the building the story and all of that stuff. Yeah. So we were doing more meetings, and we got to talk more, and I got to learn more about you. And when we had done our first original show, the Blackwood Gala, and then we came right off of Skeldmare, and we wanted to do another murder mystery show. So that's where the Calamity Club came from. And I remember I was friends with Seth now at this point. I remember running that script and idea by Seth. And I said, who do we get to play some of these characters? And I think we both at the same time were like, Audrey. This character would be so much fun to have Audrey there. And I remember I was like, I didn't know you super well. So and Seth knew you much better than I did at that point. So I was like, that character though does. Spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Calamity Club, pause or fast forward the video a couple minutes. I was like, do you think that character, she's going to be okay? That character like dies getting drowned in a toilet of her own vomit. Like, that's what happens to her. How's Audrey going to feel about that? And he's like, she'll love it. It'll be fine. So we're spoiler free now, So I was like, well, cool. Let's see if she wants to do it. And I sent you the script, and it seemed like you liked it. So that was like your first entrance into the Mr. Black world and all of the stuff we were doing. So tell me about that. Like, have you regretted that decision ever since? And you're wondering how you get out of this cult, or what was that like for that first show?
It was fun. It was a really fun, good it's kind of a smaller group, tight group. I knew the others, Rob Lundholm, Jeremiah, Amber. I knew everybody. Let's see. I didn't know Megan very well at that time. She
Okay,
was
yeah,
in
Megan
that
was playing the
early one.
character originally. Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
And Linda, of course, I knew her before that. That was Linda's first.
Linda's first show with us was the Calamity Club. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. She mentioned that in her interview that with Seth, that now and I have been in every Mr. Black show that you guys have ever done, which is true. She actually has to a degree, even in like fill-in roles. So yes, but that was her first show with us. So you got the script. I know we do things. I have a background in theater as well, and for me, I remember like the 2 weeks, 3 weeks with musicals, sometimes 4 a week rehearsals, and and this like long process of rehearsal. And then Mr. Black Presents, I joke that we shotgun it, right? Where we're just, you get the script, and then sometimes 3 weeks later we're at table reads. We do 5 of them. 3, 4, 5 of them. And then 3 weeks after that, we're doing rehearsals. We do 6 of those. And then it's tech week. So seeing that and now being a part of that, what was that experience like for you?
It was not what I was used to. I was used to the 2 a week, 3 a week, rehearse for 8 weeks or more before tech week. And if you had shown it to me on paper and said, this is our schedule, I'd be like, I think I need more practice than that. Yep. But it really worked out quite well. And maybe it's, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the actors, the people that you select for actors. Like you could cast Amber and you know she's going to bring a great performance. She's going to have her lines down. And somehow it works.
I think and I agree with you 100%. And I think that you're absolutely right on the ball. I've mentioned this in other videos. We get flack, not all the time, but enough, because we don't open cast anything, right? Generally, it's because we have an idea or a concept for a show. We know the characters and the theme. We cast that show, and then we write based around that actor. Which is why a lot of times for Mr. Black shows, it's tough for us to try to, and we'll talk about your role even in Blackwood Gala, but I think it's tough a lot of times for actors for us to integrate another actor into a role, because like, okay, this actor's great, but I wrote it for this other person. I wrote it for the strengths of this other person. So I think it's another testimony to how great our actors are to be able to step into roles like that. But yeah, we very much, that came for me from haunted houses, actually. When I worked with Terror on the Fox, you would take someone that has acted 3 times in their entire life and their mom who's never done this before, and this is their thing they're doing together. And in 6 weeks, you have to put them in full costume and makeup and expect them to be able to know what they're doing. So it became interesting, that effective idea of how do you take these people and get them ready fast. But also it's easy with you guys, it's a lot easier to start with like, well, they're actors already. They're adults. They're going to do what they say they're going to do. And you can trust them to get it done, you know? So I don't have a worry about that. And I know Seth didn't either with the writing and producing of this show, that we get the actors this thing, and in 3 weeks, we've got our first table read, and we expect you to at least have an idea of who your character is by then, you know? I think we've done, 2 rehearsals of this show so far? 2 live rehearsals, I think, is all we've really done.
2, 3, I think.
3 live rehearsals.
I think so.
And now it's like 4th rehearsal, you know, Seth is like, next time we get together, we're off book. We've done 4. Like this will be the 4th one, you know? So there's a lot to be said on that. And we're only getting 1 run through on a lot of these, right? So let's fast forward again then to the Blackwood Gala. Now that was a small role, right? It was a little smaller role, but also important because you set the tone in a lot of ways for a lot of scenes as that extension of James's right hand. Even if you didn't really care a whole lot about what happened to his right hand, you know? And we kind of threw you into that. We're like, hey, Audrey, we need someone to play this character. It's in 3 weeks. Do you want to do it? And you're like, yep, sure.
Yeah.
You know, how was that show? And how did that feel, being able to have that one compared to the Calamity Club?
I never really saw myself as a security guard. I felt like
you looked really good. We had the hair pulled back. You had the whole uniform.
The uniform was great. Yes. Yeah. It was it was fun. I had seen that show twice before. And
Thank you.
and so it's like, oh yeah, this is going to be good.
Mhm.
This is going to be good.
So now we come into a very special episode.
Okay.
And Seth is writer.
Yes.
Seth is director. This is the first time in Mr. Black that someone else has written and directed an original show, which I'm all about. I love it. I've said this before to Seth, that Seth, if you're watching this, there's no chance I could have done what you did. So to deal with it. Great work. This show's fun. When you got that script, tell me about looking at that character, Vera Mawe, who I will say with certainty is my favorite character. I'm not saying that because you're sitting here. Vera Mawe is my favorite character. I love her, and I love her nickname. I love how she reacts to people. I love how she's running these two worlds. But tell us about when you first read this character. What were your thoughts on that?
Oh, this is great. Now Seth had told me about it many months before. He's like, I'm writing this play, and
he had the idea a long time before we did it.
Yeah, here's the concept, and he described Vera as sort of a Miranda Priestley in The Devil Wears Prada character.
Yep, I remember he asked each of us.
Oh, wow, that's going to be great.
Yeah.
So that's kind of been in the back of my mind. And so reading the script, I think it's very well written. There are these subtle little things, like some directions that are in the script that are like, oh, that's good.
Yeah. He's thought about this.
Yeah.
Seth is really good at this.
Like you make a comment to a character and that character has an unconscious reaction that's in the script. And it's like, that totally fits.
He gives you I think on a first read of a character, you already for the first read of that script have a good idea of the direction that he is envisioning with that screen direction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That stage direction.
So, but here's something that you don't know. I don't think you know this. So Vera Mawe is a producer, television producer. My aunt Elizabeth, who, if she were alive, she would be 96 this year.
Okay.
She worked in television
for
a good part of her career.
No kidding. What did she work on?
She worked. She worked in the 50s and 60s.
Okay.
And she worked. It was the Edward R. Murrow era.
Okay.
She was mostly a researcher, but also a writer and producer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yes. So I'm thinking a bit about my aunt Elizabeth.
This has been blood ordained through time.
Indeed.
Yeah. You were just born for this.
I think so. I mean, like and then she was also in the 80s. She worked in public television and in network television.
Okay.
She worked in CBS. She worked for CBS in New York City.
As a writer, producer,
researcher. Yeah.
Wow.
And then in the 80s, she worked for the Smithsonian. She worked on a television broadcast called Smithsonian World with David McCullough.
Okay.
And she got to know some pretty big names. But of course, she was a woman in the 50s and 60s.
In television.
In television. So I don't think she ever achieved the status that Vera Mawe has achieved in present day. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't available to her.
Yeah, it wasn't really, and it was such a boys' club, it almost wasn't possible.
Oh, yeah. But she was a great researcher.
You and your family get infinitely more interesting every time I get to talk to you. That's cool. Well, you heard it here first, guys. If you never heard that before, that's awesome.
Following in my aunt's footsteps.
I want to do more interviews. This is so much fun. I'm learning things. Awesome. So you had the character. We came into rehearsal. Tell us about your headspace in Vera. Like when you have this character in your mind, what are you trying to do with it?
Well, Seth has given some very good direction about how she deals with things, and it's not that she has no emotion. It's that she just puts that emotions away somewhere, and so. For a little bit, it was the idea that she was Miranda Priestley. I was thinking about like the fashion aspect of it and how she would totally be like
fashion forward,
very fashion forward and exquisite taste. And then I realized, but wait a minute, Vera is in television, so maybe she's not the pinnacle of fashion. I mean, I'm sure she's put together,
television. Yeah.
but she's not.
She's a little more daytime.
Yeah. I won't have to wear designer clothes to play this role. That's interesting.
So you went from the Calamity Club and the Blackwood Gala, which were smaller roles, right, to now being a very big role, a very important character. And it was one of those things where Seth was talking. This has been Seth's idea for a while, and he's been kind enough to let me like give my input on some of these things. And when he was talking about casting, he was like, I'm going to have Audrey play this character, Vera, and here's the character, and she's just this dragon woman, and she's the producer, and she kind of like, she mans that whole ship. She runs that network on her shoulders. And he's like, and I want Audrey to play that character. And I was like, that is awesome. That is awesome. Because I don't know if I had typecast you before, but like, you're a sweet person with a very wonderful personality. And
thank you.
I think because of that, you know, it's easy to get you to play those characters like you played in the Calamity Club, where you're like, that's right, I'm on it. Like, let's go. Well, I'm like died violently, you know, but this character, hashtag Dark Audrey, this character, hashtag Dark Audrey, which we're going to make a thing, is a very different character, right? So like, where's that at?
Well, she's been through a lot. She's seen a lot. She's, you know, as a woman in that business, I mean, the whole Me Too movement came out, and she's like, yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, right. I'm here.
So
even in the 90s, though, she's dealing with a lot of things that your aunt was dealing with.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Right. So she had to push through the Ike Postmans of the world. Right, Mike Adam playing Ike Postman, who's this like giant, like conglomerate, just money grubbing figurehead, excuse me, and she's got that guy saying make more money, and she's got this other PA played by Jen Queen, who's like looks at like almost worships the ground she walks on. Then you've got this other jerk who's bigger up in the industry, Brett Booth, that's like, don't tell me about how to do my job, you know, and she's got these actors who she probably cares about, you know, and then she's got this machine that she is very much a part of.
Like the Ike Postman, he's like, he's the head of the network. He says, go out there and make more money. And he just, I mean, because he's the head of the network, because he's a character like that, he just expects it to happen. And Vera's like, okay, I can do that. Yeah. I've done that before, and I'll do it again. All right. That's what I do.
Does Vera like Ike Postman?
Does Vera like Ike Postman? I don't think so. I think she just appreciates him, and his way of getting things, his ability to get things done. Yeah. But
he strikes me as like the Vince McMahon of daytime television, where he's like, the business comes first, and I will always look for the business, you know, before relationships, before anyone else. Very cool. So this is the last question for you, Audrey. So this is what we've been asking a lot of people. I might have 1.5 questions left.
Okay.
So no, just this one. So you are talking to someone who's like, this Mr. Black thing, I've never been to a show before. I don't know if I really want to go see this one. What would you tell somebody about this show that's like, yeah, I might be interested in it? Or I don't know, what do you think? What's it about? What are we doing? You know, what would you tell someone, I should say, about this show if they were like, hey, I'm interested in it?
You'll be surprised at, that this sort of show would happen here. It's not like any show that I've seen produced here in this area. It's got a very heavy technical aspect to it.
Oh yeah.
And that's going to be so unique, and it's very well written. It's kind of funny. It's so familiar to us because the action on stage is sort of a retro, it's present day, but it's a retro family sitcom that we all watched way too much of.
Yeah. Yeah. And anyone, I think from like a teenager to a much older person, right, would be able to find something in there that they would connect with. And on top of that, it's also still a little dark, right? Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit of darkness.
People do die.
People do die. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
People die.
It's a murder mystery and people die.
Yeah, they do. More than one of them, actually. But you're going to have to find out who those people are that die by coming to this show. So Audrey, thank you very much for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. And of course, we are talking with our friend Audrey, who is going to be playing Vera Mawe, we're calling her the Dragon Lady. In the show, you might see her referred to as something else. But that show, of course, is a very special episode. That will be happening at Venue 906 on Friday, August 28th and Saturday, August 29th. It is going to be so much fun. Brittany and our friends at Venue 906 are putting together an awesome menu. So if you were to go to our website right down here at mrblackpresents.com/events, you can see all of the information about the show, Friday night and Saturday night. You can see what's available on the menu for purchase, the different ticket options available. All of that is down there. Tickets, by the time you're watching this, it has been said in the first 2 videos, and I have checked, and it is true. Tickets are going really fast. There's not a ton of them left. So you're going to want to make sure if you do want to see the show, please don't wait. And with that being said too, I've said this before, that I think that this is a really, really good place to start for people that have not seen a Mr. Black show. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is like if you've never seen one before, like I do watch this one. This one's got a little bit of everything we're really good at. Right?
Agreed. Yeah.
So like I said, if you guys want to head over to the website, that'd be great. Follow us on all of the social medias, on Facebook. Otherwise, we are on Instagram at Mr. Black Events. We're also on YouTube, so you can find all of our long form videos on there as well. So Audrey, anything else you want to add before we get going?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
There you go. Awesome. That's what we're saying. Stay tuned.
Good.
We'll be right back.